Hello everyone watching this. My name is Tim Newton. This is my presentation for industry use case analysis specific to the utility industry and AI. This is my first time recording a video for YouTube, so I hope it goes well. So in my case study, I discussed the impact of AI and how digital twinning can improve outcomes in the same way that software writers test changes in a different environment than the live production server. This allows for iterative machine learning to find optimal solutions for energy delivery. For US residents, this is probably all good news, but around the world, maybe not quite so much. Now, this slide details the annual spend per capita on AI investment. The US is by far and away the biggest investor in AI technology. About 62% of the global average in 2021 seems to be tied to the US. So improvements in the power grid through use of AI will certainly benefit U.S. consumers locally, but on a global scale, there are still some concerns. The solutions for energy distribution in the U.S. are a good start, but that's just the start to address the larger problem. Beyond the scope of simple economics, there's the ethical duty for advanced countries who are responsible for energy consumption. For the majority of energy consumption, to do something to address inequality as far as energy use and deployment. If we address climate change as a form of risk management to protect people from the worst effects, there's still some options available. From this slide here, we can see where the primary consumers of energy are. Over here, we can see that the US is definitely the leader along with China. So, excuse me, together combined, we can definitely draw the conclusion that AI escalates power inequality as we apply it to the power grid. We know that the oceanic countries over here and those that are around the equator will be most affected by climate change, and the spend by oceanic and equatorial countries is minimal compared to the US versus the number of people that it would help. If iterative AI models for efficient power delivery are successful, the early generational models should be shared with developing countries to ensure that the maximum impact in the battle against global climate destabilization is achieved. Improvements in solar technology can make this whole discussion moot, but as it stands today, there needs to be an increase in global energy production, especially for developing countries. It makes sense that global superpowers take responsibility for excess consumption, I think, and help implement some global solutions for problems created by their powerful economies. If the US invested a fraction of their total spend on free AI tools for every country to use in improving civic project outcomes, a global baseline of energy delivery efficiency could be achieved in a few short years. Iterative AI is a very powerful tool when used for predictive analysis like digital twinning, aka the simulation technology, like the Matrix. It's super cool. With successive iterations, optimal configurations of power delivery can be achieved for everyone at very little expense. An easy example would be an app that checks your elevation and geographic position. With height and location in space, it's easy to tell where a solar array should be placed to maximize kilowatt production. At a larger scale, it could suggest locations for solar arrays that minimize delivery distances for consumers while also providing maximum productivity. This last slide shows a bunch of power transmission lines with easements. So basically what this is everywhere where there is the line on this map is a power line. And those power lines are just delivery apparatus. There's no production that's tied to them. So if these power line easements that already exist across much of the US were used to produce power, you could have each of these places delivering power locally to its consumers rather than transporting it across the country through these delivery systems. So on a scale like this, AI could be incredibly useful, especially if we can get an interconnected power grid that is in fact nationwide, let alone global. That's all that I have for this time. So here are my references for this, and I want to say thank you very much. I was very nervous doing this. I hope I do a good job. Take care all. Be well.